first step in the scheduled maintenance is to go ahead and do the oil change. This is because the oil can go ahead and drain or be extracted while you're doing some of the other things. You're going to need 5.5 quarts of synthetic engine oil. Pop the cover off. You see oil filler cap, oil filter, and dipstick tube. You may not have a dipstick. I purchased mine separately and just have a black cap. But basically, hose goes in, pump it up, and start the extraction. After about 5 minutes, remove the old engine oil filter so that you get rid of the vacuum. And then once it's fully drained, go ahead and put the new one in. It's 16 foot-pounds. And then you're putting in 5.5 quarts of oil. You can check this with the dipstick or inside with the key in position 1. While the oil is draining, go ahead and change the engine air filter. Mine is a MAN C32130. Basically, you want to loosen the air intake hose with a 7mm socket or with a flathead screwdriver. You can then use a flathead screwdriver to pry it off if it doesn't quite come off easily. There are then 6 T30 bolts. Go ahead and remove all of those. One is hidden underneath the air intake right there. After those have been removed, pull up the housing. The air filter comes straight up, and then go ahead and put the new air filter back in with the baffles down and tighten up the 6 screws and reinstall the metal collar and air intake hose. After replacing the engine air filter, you want to go ahead and replace the cabin air filter. This is located in the passenger footwell and is held on by either 2 or 3 knobs hold on this foam piece. Go ahead and remove the 2 knobs shown there. Some people have a third one even further left. Once you remove the knobs, the foam piece will fall directly out, and you will access a lever that holds in the air filter. Move the lever toward the outside of the car, and then take out the old air filter, put the new air filter in, and then reinstall the lever. Again, it will slide toward the inside of the car, reinstall the foam, and put the twist knobs back on. The next step is to safely put your car on jack stands and perform a tire rotation and a brake check. I use a rearward cross for the tire rotation. In a rearward cross, the rear tires stay on the same side of the car and just move forward, and the front tires get crisscrossed when moving them to the back of the car. It's a 17mm socket to remove the tires and the lug nuts. Again, this is a diagram of a rearward cross. Go ahead and check your brake pads at this point. You're looking for about 1/4 of an inch. This one has plenty. This is the front brakes. And then here are the rear brakes. They're a little bit harder to check, just a little bit harder to see. These are also fine. If you do need to replace them, I have other videos showing how to do so. Shown here is a list of other things that Audi recommends inspecting at this time. A lot of it is damage, leaks, brake fluids, and spark plugs every 2 years, so on and so forth. If this is helpful and you'd like to see other Audi videos, please consider like, subscribe, or super thanks, buy me a beer. Lastly, we want to reset the service indicator. I'm using an Ansel BD700, link below. Those are the steps to go ahead and reset the service indicator. You just plug it into the Audi B8 port, the car goes to position 1, and here are the steps. I think the biggest thing here is it does notify you that this is just a service level reset, and right there, and so you have to acknowledge that before it will reset the mileage.